We have discussed about 5 countries from Asia, Europe and Africa so far in Know the Country series. Now let's continue our discussion on the next country in this series from Central America. Please subscribe to this channel and click the bell icon if you haven't done already, so that you won't miss more interesting videos in the future. Without any further delay, let's start today's episode. Hello aspiring Sarva Gyanis. Welcome to my channel. This video explains about the basic details about the 6th country in this series, Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda consists of 2 major islands, Antigua and Barbuda, and a number of smaller islands. It is located in the West Indies of the Americas, lying on the eastern Caribbean Sea at the southern end of the Leeward Islands chain. As it is an island nation, there are no land boundaries. The closest nations are St. Kitts and Nevis, Dominica, the French territory of Guadeloupe, and the British territories of Montserrat and Anguilla. Antigua and Barbuda has 2 primary seasons. The dry season is from January to May and the wet season runs from June to December. The average daily temperature rises from a low of 25 degrees centigrade in January to a high of 28.1 degrees centigrade in August. However, powerful storms and hurricanes strike these islands on an average of once a year. The Antigua Island is divided into 6 parishes and there are 2 additional administrative divisions, Barbuda Island and Redonda Island. It is the 15th smallest nation in the world, having an area of 442.6 square kilometers. The largest island in this nation, Antigua, covers 65% of the area. As of today, the current population is estimated to be just above 98,000. In comparison to the world population, it is very less. The population density is 223 people per square kilometer. The male to female ratio is approximately 0.93. Just like our previous country in this list, Angola, Antigua and Barbuda is also one of the few countries where the women outnumber the men. Christopher Columbus was the first European to sight the islands in 1493. Later on, it was colonized by English settlers in 1632 and remained a British possession, although it was raided by the French in 1666. At first, tobacco was grown, but in the later 17th century, sugar was found to be more profitable. A large population of slaves from West Africa worked during that time, who soon came to vastly outnumber the European settlers. Following multiple movements led by the 2 major parties, Antigua Labour Party ALP and Progressive Labour Movement PLM, Antigua and Barbuda became officially independent on 1st November 1981, ending over 350 years of British rule. Antigua and Barbuda is a constitutional monarchy and a Commonwealth realm with Queen Elizabeth II as its reigning monarch and head of state since their independence on 1st November 1981. As such, she is Antigua and Barbuda's sovereign and officially called the Queen of Antigua and Barbuda. This country follows an indirect democracy where the head of the state, that is the Queen, appoints a Governor General to act as Viceroy representative in the nation. A Prime Minister is appointed by the Governor General as the head of government and of a multi-party system. Executive power is exercised by the government. Legislative power is vested in both the government and the 2 chambers of the parliament. There are no recent records about the literacy rate, but it was estimated that the literacy rate in Antigua and Barbuda is around 99% in 2015. As of 2018, the average life expectancy at birth is estimated to be around 77 years. Christianity is the dominant religion in Antigua and Barbuda. Christians account for 77% of the country's population. Other religions practiced in the country include Islam, the Baha'i faith, Rastafari, etc. The Constitution of Antigua and Barbuda establishes the freedom of religious belief in the country. English is the official language. The Barbudan accent is slightly different from the Antiguan. The most widely spoken immigrant language in this country is Spanish. According to the World Bank, the gross domestic product in Antigua and Barbuda was approximately 1.73 billion US dollars in 2019, which represents 0.002% of the total world economy. The East Caribbean dollar is the official currency of Antigua and Barbuda. As of today, 1 East Caribbean dollar equals 0.37 United States dollar. The economy of Antigua and Barbuda is service-based, with tourism and government services as the major sources of income and employment. Tourism is the major source of government revenue and accounts for over half of their GDP. The main exports are petroleum products, bedding, handicrafts, electronic components, food and live animals, mainly to Poland, Cameroon, US and the UK. The main imports are machinery and transport equipment, manufacturers, chemicals and oil from the US, China, Singapore, Germany and Spain. There's no data showing the poverty in this country. Antigua and Barbuda is one of the Caribbean's most prosperous nations, and it is assumed that poverty is non-existent there. The national flag of Antigua and Barbuda was adopted on February 27, 1967 and was designed by a nationally acclaimed artist and sculptor, Sir Reginald Samuel. The rising sun symbolizes the dawning of a new era. The colors have different meanings. The black is for the African ancestry of the people, the blue for hope, and the red for energy or dynamism of the people. The successive coloring of yellow, blue, and white also stands for the sun, sea, and sand. The blue also represents the Caribbean Sea, and the V shape is the symbol of victory. The fallow deer is the national animal of Antigua and Barbuda. There are two varieties of this deer, black and common, whereas the national bird is magnificent frigate bird. Antigua and Barbuda observes Atlantic Standard Time AST all year, which is 4 hours behind the Greenwich Mean Time, GMT-4. There are no daylight saving time clock changes. St. John's is the capital and largest city of Antigua and Barbuda, part of the West Indies in the Caribbean Sea. It is the commercial center of the nation and the chief port of the island of Antigua. It attracts tourists from several resorts on the island and from the cruise ships which dock in its harbor at Heritage Key and Redcliffe Key several times a week, and is a major contributor to the country's economy. All Saints, Liberta, Potter's Village and Bolans are the other major cities in this country. Must-see places in this country include Nelson's Dockyard, which is a cultural heritage site and marina in English Harbour on the island of Antigua, Stingray City, which is a shallow pool with a sandy bottom amid a tropical reef where hundreds of stingrays glide through the crystal clear waters in Antigua Island, Devil's Bridge, which is formed by millions of years of reef formation on the natural limestone arch located in eastern Antigua, and Frigate Bird Sanctuary, with more than 150 species of birds in Barbuda's Northwest Lagoon. Most popular food in Antigua and Barbuda include fungi and pepper pot, which is its national dish and made with cornmeal and okra dumplings served with vegetable stew. Saltfish, where the fresh fish caught in the local waters is salt cured for 24 hours before it is washed and boiled along with peppers, onions and spices. And Ducana, which is a type of dumpling dessert made with coconut and sweet potatoes, often cooked in banana leaves. Cricket is the most popular and the national sport of Antigua and Barbuda. Few of the most popular cricketers who played at the international level in the West Indies team are from these islands. Football is also another popular sport in this country. And this concludes our discussion on Antigua and Barbuda, which is the 6th country in this series. How did you guys like it? Do you want me to add any more details about a country in my next videos? Let me know in the comments below, and also share any of your experiences with this country that you may have. And now the fact of the day. If you are a beach lover, Antigua and Barbuda should be your #1 travel destination. Antigua is known as the land of 365 beaches, as there is one beach for every day of the year. Antigua's beaches are known to have calm waters, making them the perfect destination for swimming and water sports such as parasailing and banana and jet boating. Barbuda has pink and white sand beaches and coves from once volcanic craters.